get into the conversation. Megan Good. So did you all hear about her comments that she made regarding church people?
Yes.
I didn't see a lie. I didn't find a lie at all in what she said.
I mean, it's not a lie. I don't think. Well,
Everybody's judgmental.
when people are expressing themselves, I don't think it's a lie. It's their perception, their perspective. Hey, Nicole Huffman, thanks for tuning in.
Hey, girl. Hey.
So y'all want to? What was the entire conversation like? She just they asked her a question and
her life in Hollywood, her adjustments.
They can't get past her being this not sex. I don't want to say sexy
because it all happened because of the new movie, right? And Shooter,
like
and
so
she had a sex
because
scene,
the way
right?
that she looks and
well, she has been domed a sex symbol.
yes,
And
she's gorgeous.
She is. She's beautiful, and she's got a banging body. And for church people, they, it's like.
So she just supposed to stop her career as an actress because she's married to a pastor.
Yeah, that's what they want.
And and people have put her into this first lady
Box.
role, pastor's wife
She's not
role.
proclaiming that, is she? To be
No,
a first lady
she's
kind of
not. And the thing is, where does first lady come from anyway? It's nowhere in the Bible. It's what we project on people.
Ooh.
But I'm not gonna get into that because people think I'm crazy anyway about church. But I think people have put her into this role, or they have these expectations of her. She was this way before, and her husband is cool with it. From what she said, he supports her.
Yes. She asked him, like, what should I do? I'm having this sex scene. What should I do? He's like,
make it real.
Make it real.
Like,
that's what's up.
I want to work something that look real too. You going through all of that?
Yeah,
You
because this is her career. It's her career.
Right. You bringing money to the household. Go ahead, girl.
do what you need to do.
Do your thing.
Go ahead.
And I mean, the scene was with Michael Ealy. So.
I mean, it's probably way hard to make it real.
Lord Jesus.
That wouldn't have been hard to fake.
No,
right?
Not at all.
Hey, listen.
So what do you guys, what are your thoughts about, well, we can talk about church people all day long and then being judgmental.
And we would be the church people.
But there's
yes, and we would become,
There's
the
only
judge. We
one
would
judge,
become
though.
that. But what do you think about Hollywood and Christianity? Do you think the two mix? The two can blend?
It's crazy because
Or you can live in both worlds.
her husband has a book on that. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, does he?
I think this is his first book that he talked about Hollywood and being a Christian and how you can make it work. Like you can have morals and still, be a part of that lifestyle. I guess you want to call it a lifestyle, but I don't think it's any different from what we're doing right now. The average or ordinary person, you going through life and you have situations where it might not line with your morals or your faith and belief, but should that change you? No. I mean, I don't know. It tests your
integrity. It tests everything I think about you. We're not in Hollywood yet.
Yes.
Hey, turn
But
up.
I think the problem that a lot of people looking from the outside in have with Hollywood is that a lot of people are selling themselves out to get a role, to be cast in or to have a certain spot. And I think that's one of the major problems. Well, the only problem that I would see, trying to blend both of those worlds, not selling yourself short, and there's no but. I think people just sell themselves short.
Not all of them, but
No,
some.
I didn't say all of them.
Some of them do.
But some of them, and I think that may be a problem. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Right.
To me, I don't know. I don't think that you can't put everybody in the box, first of all.
No, you can't.
Okay. And you can't say, like, this one person is not better than this person for not accepting this role or because of their Christian standpoint or whatever. But first of all, let me say this. Nobody can judge us but the man upstairs. That's it. That's our only judge. So you can't put anybody down or make them feel bad because of what they decided to do.
But even I think some of our greatest actors or actresses know what roles they want to take and what roles they don't want to take. Does that make them any less Christian? Or even if they're proclaiming Christianity, they might not necessarily be proclaiming
It's so many other different religions out there that they might take on, like,
or just to say, hey, I'm not doing that. But does that make them, does that open them up for all this criticism? And then on the other, like another side of that, should she be that upset knowing that, okay, I married this pastor, I was going to get these types of criticisms and critiques from the congregation?
I don't think she was expecting it.
no.
I really don't.
Because she probably's never been exposed to it like that. Like, she's might have been active in the church, but not active.
Like she is now.
So,
like she is
outside
now.
looking in
You,
type
yeah,
thing.
you don't really
Now you
know
on the
until you're
inside.
in it,
Right.
like in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure to some degree she had to know she was going to get critiqued.
Something. On something.
Because even some of her past movies are a little, risque or spicy or whatever you want to call it. And I'm sure these people are like, oh, we know her work. But nobody's judging them for watching what she's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But, okay, so have you seen, it was this one video that she did, and she talked about, it was an interview, and she talked about how, she used to do all these scenes, and she was like this sexy individual, and then it was like she was a kid, though. And then she was trying to cross over to become a woman and be in more mature roles.
They kept putting her in the kid roles.
And they kept putting her in a kid role. Like, come on now, you don't want her to stay a kid? I mean, she was 20. I think she did a scene with Bow Wow. He was like 16 and she was 23 playing a 18-year-old or something like that.
I think even in Eve's Bayou, she was older than what she was actually
She
playing.
was in her mid-20s then, wasn't
Like
she?
you want
get
her
close
to
to it,
advance.
something
Like you
yeah.
want to. It just comes with the scene. Like you wouldn't be tripping if it's Denzel.
And that's what I think. That's my issue. Why isn't her husband being critiqued like that?
They're not going to critique a pastor.
But
Church
that's
people,
what I'm saying. Like,
church people,
you gonna go at his wife?
No,
but
they
y'all
don't.
won't.
I'm gonna go
say
at
nothing
his
about
wife
him
because
marrying this time.
I know what
don't
you
wanna say-
should be with.
Yeah, and we
that's
just had
not
that
who you should be with.
conversation at the table at dinner last night. When you go for my wife, you're coming for me,
Right.
But church
And
people,
he's very, very strong in his standpoint. Of,
he's
like,
very
he's not gonna-
vocal about her.
But did you see the other video when the lady stood up and was like, God brought me here and I know you're a first lady, but you should carry yourself like a first lady.
Yeah,
You
telling
shouldn't
her to cover up.
Yeah, cover up.
He was like,
the
"No, she
heck?
don't need to cover up."
And here again, where did this first lady stuff come from?
I don't know. It's like a vision that they have in
Where?
their head. Like this is supposed to be.
Listen,
This regal individual
Yeah.
that never touches the ground.
no, you're the pastor's wife,
Angel.
Right.
I don't understand what what does cover up mean? I can cover up. I know
Unless
some
they're trying to say
demons in
modest.
church.
But she, like, the actual image that the lady was talking about, she ain't exposing nothing. Like, I'm confused.
and it's
Like, she
I
need a
don't think-
turtleneck on all day?
You know, another example of that was Erica Campbell from Mary Mary.
Yes.
I think she had on a very fitted white dress.
Yes.
And
Cold.
yeah, she looked amazing because
Cold.
she's been battling with her.
Yes.
She's Dre over
right,
here
shout
shouting
out,
on the
shout
white dress. She was battling a lot of weight issues, her and her sister.
Right.
So like when she finally got to where she wanted to be, she wore this dress, and everybody in the
That was her, I
religious
think,
sector,
album cover.
came after her like, "What are you doing? You shouldn't wear that." But I'm like, she's a woman. She's feeling good about herself. She
Right.
is enjoying life. Like, why can't she?
Because then men can't control them
Right.
urges.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Tell them deacons to get off the front pew looking
That's
at the women
ridiculous, man.
like
She
that.
She was looking
First
too
of all.
good, baby.
Yeah,
It was cold.
The dress was amazing.
It don't matter.
She looked good, and she
I
looked.
don't have no problem with it.
It don't matter. It was cold.
Let me move.
Oh my God.
Over there saying, "I love God."
Yeah.
That's the song though.
Church.
I just don't get why we persecute these women, just women in general, but say nothing to men. I guess well, they ain't out here. They don't have breasts, so I guess.
I mean, it's just like when.
Nowadays, yes, they do.
Oh my God.
Listen,
It's just like when you
Go
come.
get some
When,
too.
like, okay, for instance, I'm not. Dre, what's the name of the play that you and Zay used to do? Tell me real quick.
Black Nativity or
Yes.
God's Trombone?
Black Nativity. Okay, so there was a scene in there where the prostitutes come to church. They get dogged. Like dogged completely. Like, you can't judge somebody because of the way that they look. Like, not at all. Like, this person just needs to be loved just like you need to be loved. No matter what they look like, no matter how they smell, none of that. You just need to love on that individual, and that's what the whole church is supposed to be. Love.
That is what and not only that, we have come so accustomed. We're talking about church. We're supposed to be talking about Megan Good, but
Megan Good is a
but if
part
we
of the church.
within the
So-
church. Yeah.
we have become so accustomed to preaching to the choir,
Right.
and just preaching to the people in our walls.
Right.
That's not the purpose of church.
Yeah.
Purpose of church is to go in to bring people, to go out to bring people in, and to be so powerful and life transforming that the world is coming in.
Right.
If we keep shunning them,
Yes. You're speaking, girl.
if we keep shunning them,
All right.
Right.
then the church has lost its purpose.
Right.
And that is why we don't have a voice when it comes to talking about domestic violence, when it comes to talking about gays and lesbians. And I'm talking about having a conversation, not preaching hellfire.
Right.
We don't have a voice. We've lost our voice because we're comfortable with just preaching to the choir.
And we've lost our voice with our children because they're looking at us saying, hey, you're doing this, mom or dad. But
Absolutely.
then when you come out, you're a totally different person.
But we're not going to talk about the church because people think I have all the way backslidden, and I have not.
You have not. So this
I have not.
Man,
But the thing with Megan Good, I think she's in the thick of it now, and her views of what she thought church was has been tainted
Right.
by a few people's
Right.
opinions.
Right.
And we know church people can be mean and nasty. And, D.L. Hughley says something. It would seem that you're in Hollywood and would go to the church to get relief, protection, comfort. But it's like the opposite. You're leaving the church to go back to Hollywood to
Right.
get what you should have gotten in the church.
Right.
And I think that says a lot to the church. And it's not every church, but it's the majority of them that people are going through these types of things. And you know what? As long as you have a relationship with God,
hey.
And maybe these people are just miserable. Like, they want
Miserable.
what she has.
I agree.
Like the body, the husband, the supportive husband. First
Oh,
of all,
yeah.
jealous.
yeah.
They're jealous.
and it could be a little bit of that.
I don't want to say she came with like a glow up, but I don't know. Nobody was really paying attention to Megan Good like that.
Right. She kind of
Yeah.
fell off. For a
Yeah.
minute.
And then she married Pastor Franklin,
pastor.
and it was like a different aura about her. Even in her movies, like she just completely
I go
different.
back to say, Denzel with his fine self. If he goes and marries a pastor of a church, then what? First, the lady. So if you have this fine man that's now your pastor's husband,
Because even with Denzel, nobody
that man is fine.
people
Even
were,
at
I think,
60.
going at his wife. Like she wasn't, I guess, what people expected her to be.
That's like my
They even went. They went in
Omar.
on Denzel when he did Training Day.
Yeah.
Like, dude. I mean, because he's very spiritual.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was his role. He took on his role.
It's all acting. Church people act every day.
They don't. I don't think they get that.
They act every day.
Right.
On the pulpit, in
Right.
the pews, in the basement. They act every day.
Those same church people that was talking about Denzel went to go see the movie.
Absolutely.
and probably
Front
got
row.
the DVD.
Yeah.
It's
Know
on their
all the
Hulu and
words.
Netflix right
Kids
now.
know
I
all
think
the
people,
words.
I think we as a church, we want to control people, and we try to enslave them. I'm going to use your terminology.
Yeah.
Using scripture. And I can talk about you, and I can criticize you for what you wear, but who's criticizing you for gossiping? Who's criticizing you for lying? Who's criticizing you for causing discord?
Because you can say, "Oh, I'm correcting somebody," but it's a way to correct people, a way
Right.
to.
And who are you to correct me about what I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Right.
Who?
True. Because I think even Megan